What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are back here for another edition of Gun Talk. Before we go any further, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notified every time I do a video. If you like these videos and think that they're helpful, smash that thumbs up and leave me some comments. Let me know what else y'all are wanting to see. I'll try to do my best to get some of those videos put out for you. Now, moving on. So the last two episodes or segments of Outdoors with Creed Gun Talk, we've discussed my two pistols that I have, my two Glocks, and the last one we talked about the different holsters that I have and how I use those holsters and the way that with the holsters and then the guns, how they're interchangeable. So we're going to continue on with that. Probably one of my favorite setups, favorite ways to carry, and that is my tactical setup, SWAT belt, battle belt. There's several names for it, but for me it's just my tactical setup. So I'm gonna step over here, grab the belt, be right back. Okay, I'm going to use this chair that I have here in front of me to assist me with this. Give me 1 second, make some camera adjustments. Alright, now what we have here is what most people will classify or call as a battle belt. The belt on the inside is a belt that I ordered off of one of those websites, Geek, Wish, whichever one. I'm probably going to be changing that belt just because I want something with a little bit more thicker material, something that'll last longer. One of the main things whenever you are picking a belt, whether you're trying to pick something for a battle belt or if you're trying to pick something for a duty belt, you want something that's going to be sturdy, something that's going to hold up. You're going to be carrying lots of gear around your waist on that belt, so you want to make sure you got a belt that will stand up to a lot of that stuff. Okay, and then the belt, I have it wrapped around a Condor battle belt. Basically, the battle belt itself is just this the cummerbund here that goes around the belt. It has the MOLLE webbing, so that way you can attach different items, different MOLLE setups, so that way you can set up your battle belt specifically for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the left side of the belt, work my way around to the right side. Okay, so starting here on the left, I have two magazine pouches. One magazine pouch is for pistol, and then this one here is for my AR-15. Right now I'm only carrying one of each mag on the belt, and that's because this setup also goes with my my plate carrier, which I will also have on the show later on. Working my way from the ground up, so I'm gonna have that video coming out pretty soon. But then you work your way around some more, and this pouch here is what you call a dump pouch. It unfolds, unroll, however you want to say it. But inside of here is a pretty tight wire or a band that keeps it kind of clasped. And a dump pouch, you know, you can use this for several things on the gun range. You can use this for holding your water bottles or any little extra items that you might carry out on the gun range with you. Out in the field for real-time applications, I think this was designed for whenever you've ran out of ammo, you take those extra magazines that you have, and instead of sticking them back in your pouch, which will give you the false impression that you still have more rounds to continue the fight, once you've had a chance to reload and you've deemed that the area you're in is clear, you can pick up those empty magazines, throw them in that dump pouch, bring them back with you and reload them for another fight. I will say this, the dump pouch idea is a good idea, but don't get too hung up on your magazines. Magazines, depending on your companies that you're ordering them from, they don't cost too much. They won't really break the bank. So if you lose a magazine on the field of battle, or if you're a police officer and you lose a magazine on the street somewhere, you just go buy you a new one. I'm sure the departments that you're at will be happy to help you replace those lost magazines, but don't get too hung up on the magazines, okay? You don't put yourself in any danger trying to hold on to a magazine, okay? Make sure you're safe, stay in the fight, make sure your threats are eliminated before you try to pick up magazines and put in the dump pouch. We'll talk about it later on in other videos about reloading. You know, I'm not even going to get into it, but just stay safe out there, okay? Again, you can put all kind of items in there. AR-15 mags, you know, they drop in there. This thing it looks small, but it's got a lot of room in it. You can put a lot of items in there, so, you know, maybe even if you're out somewhere and you have to gather up a bunch of stuff, you can just cram it right there in that pouch. And then it has a drawstring to where you can close it up so you don't lose anything out of that dump pouch. So I haven't had to use mine yet. So most of the time when I'm wearing this belt, I just keep this dump pouch folded like this, and then it has these Velcro tabs. That way it stays nice and compact. It's not taking up room and it's not making it uncomfortable. Moving on around, okay. I have a pair of medical shears, and this itself is a medical pouch. Right now I have 2 tourniquets in it, some gauze pads, some chest seals, just your basic, I'm going to say your basic tactical first aid. Now this pouch is mainly set up for me to render aid to other people. Like I said, my chest carrier, my plate carrier, I have an individual first aid kit on that I'll use on myself if I'm ever injured or wounded. This one is mainly set up to render aid to my fellow officers, or with my position at the sheriff's office that I'm at, I am the school resource officer. So God forbid that I ever get into a situation where I have to render some kind of a first aid to a kid at the school. That's what this pack is set up for. It was mainly set up for me to have a first aid kit in that event. Like I said, hopefully I won't ever have to use it on one of these kids. Moving on around is when you get to the main part of this belt, my holster. This is the Blackhawk tactical thigh rig. Most of your thigh rig holsters, you have one strap that would come right here in the middle that connects to your belt, but this one has 2 straps. Now normally if I didn't have this battle belt around the regular belt here, I could space these out more, and then this hole right here would still give me access to my right front pocket. I don't use that pocket very much when I've got this belt on, just because I know it's hard to get to it, so I don't even worry about it. As I stated before, this is my level 3 Blackhawk tactical holster. It's designed for the flashlight. It has the hood and the circle lock, and with the Blackhawk, any of their products are interchangeable. So I can actually take this holster off and put something totally different on this leg platform. Or I can order another one of these leg platforms, put it on the other side of the belt here, because this belt also has this opening right here. I know y'all can't see that very well because of the shadow and stuff, but it allows me to have another drop pouch or something on my left leg, so I have room right there where I can do that as well. And then I have a knife right here mounted to the front of the leg holster. Your knives are mainly used for, in the event that you have to use it as a weapon. It's right here next to my dominant hand, my right hand, but mainly for if I need to cut rope or cut something to get it out of my way, you know, cut a sheet or something to make an opening, then I have a knife right here, easily accessible with my right hand. Now, that's all I have on my belt. I have room to add more, but right now I don't think I am. Real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on, show you how it looks on me. It's very simple to put on because of the battle belt design. Most of your duty belts, you will need belt keepers, which the belt keepers, I don't have on a belt on my pants now, but the belt keepers, you would loop them around your belt that's on your pants, and then it wraps around your duty belt, and that's to hold it in place so it's not sliding around on your waist. Or one of the worst things for a patrolman, you go to get in your patrol car, and when you sit down, your belt will then slide up onto your back. So then when you get out of the car, your belt is sitting up here and not down here around your waist like it should. So it's very uncomfortable. So with these battle belts, you just put them around your waist, hit the buckles, and you're good to go. Everything is in place. It also adds a little bit of padding, so that adds a little bit more comfort for you. You know, that way you don't feel like you're carrying so much on your waist. Last step for this belt is you take these straps and go around your leg, and you're good to go. Now, as I stated before, with these two straps, it also eliminates your holster from swiveling. A lot of the guys earlier, I know some of the SEAL team guys, I've read some of their reviews, just messing around on stuff, and they didn't like the holster styles because with that one strap, when they were out in the field, you know, out on deployments, their belts would swivel around their legs while they were running and getting caught up on them, and it was just uncomfortable for them. A lot of them went back to carrying their sidearms on their hips. But as I stated in my last video, Blackhawk is a company that was founded by a former Navy SEAL, and I'm pretty sure he took this approach because he had that same problem. Since I've had this holster, I have not had that problem at all. And I will demonstrate. Again, my Glock 22. Magazine well empty. Empty chamber, no round. Gun is clear and safe. And that right there, step back here some, hopefully you can see, is how easy. Now, if you notice, my hand comes down past my holster. That way, I don't want to be reaching way down here to get to my gun. I'm standing straight up, and my hand comes past my holster. That way, it gives me plenty of room to grip my gun, bring it out, and extend it. Now, as I stated, I have my magazines on my left side, pistol on the right. That way, if I'm in a situation I need to reload, I can go for my magazine and get back in the fight. Same thing with my AR-15. Don't have that one with me, but my magazine is on the left side, so that way if I'm in a fight with my AR-15, I'm shooting, I ran out, I drop that magazine, it's right here on the left, I can get it and reload, get back into the fight. But this is my tactical setup. This is actually the holster that I had with me when I attended the police academy and we were doing a little bit of fun shooting. This is the holster that I was wearing. I didn't have this full setup at the time, but this was the holster platform that I was wearing when I was shooting against some of my other classmates, and it was a little timed event we were doing. I almost had a perfect score. I missed one target, and had I not stood there for so long looking at the target trying to figure out what happened, how I missed it, I would have had a perfect score. But this is the holster. Some people thought that it would have slowed me down, but I proved them that It didn't slow me down, mainly because I practice. Put your holster on you, empty gun, wear your holster around your house, go in your bathrooms, in your mirror, your bedrooms, or wherever, and just practice drawing that gun, reholster. Get good, get familiar with how this thing works, so that way you're in a situation, I'm here at my brother's house again, by myself, nobody in front of me in this direction, so it's clear and safe. But if you're out in a situation, you have one of these holsters, you need to be familiar with it. Somebody is approaching me and that person is a threat, you need to be able to get that gun out and get on target. Okay? So whenever you get a holster, always practice with it. Empty gun first to get used to drawing it, then take it out to the range, get you a couple practice draws in with the empty gun, and then go ahead and go to live fire. Remember, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So practice doing that. You want to make sure you get good at doing this without looking at the holster. You want to be able to put your hands on that gun and know where all the functions is to get that holster, to get that gun out of that holster. After you've gotten that down packed, it's drilled into your head. Once you put your hand on that gun, you can get it out of there, and then you can work on increasing speed. Last thing you want to do is get out on the field with a gun and a holster that you don't know how to work, and you need to draw that gun out and you can't get it out. So that's it for this one. Hope you guys like this here battle belt. Like I said, the main important thing when setting up a duty belt, a battle belt, whatever, you set it up for you. You don't set your duty belt up or your battle belt according to somebody else. You set everything up according to you, your body size, your body type, what all gear you have on there. You make sure everything is set up for you. That way you know where everything is. I know that right now if I reach behind me on my right side, I'm pulling out these shears in the event that I need to cut some clothes off of somebody to get to a wound to give them some kind of medical attention. I know that if I reach down here on my right leg, I'm pulling out this knife. That bad boy right there is sharp. Now, I know that on my left side is my dump pouch. It's rolled up. I have no need for it right now. Main thing is, I know that right here where my left hand is at is my pistol magazine, and down here is my gun. If I need to, get them both out at the same time so I can get back into the fight. So, make sure your gun is safe and clear. So again, make sure your battle belts or your duty belts, you've got everything geared up for you and your mission. Most police officers carry out the same functions when they're on patrol. So most patrolmen's duty belts are going to be somewhat similar, except for a few changes depending on body size and body type. You know, if you got a real small guy, his belt's probably going to be really small and compact. You got a much bigger guy, his stuff's probably going to be spread out a little more because he needs a little bit more room. When it comes to the tactical role or SWAT teams, that's going to depend on your department on how they want you to set up your belts as well as your vest. Some SWAT teams, you know, depending on what your role is, your vest and stuff is going to be different from others. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing with special forces guys. Depending on what your role is on that team is going to determine on what your belt will look like. But for the most part, you set your belt up for you, how you want yours set up. Don't set it up for somebody else, because now you're setting yourself up for failure. So that's all I got for you guys. Again, if you guys like this video, smash that thumbs up button. Make sure you click on that subscribe button. I will leave a link in the description box for the Blackhawk products. So that way, if you are interested in Blackhawk, you can look it up and you can get yourself some Blackhawks. I love Blackhawk gear. It has never let me down. And I've been carrying Blackhawk stuff mainly since I've got into law enforcement. So we're looking at almost 10 to 11 years of me carrying the same Blackhawk holsters, and they haven't broke yet. So I love Blackhawk. I stick behind Blackhawk. They're a really, really good company. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description box for you guys if y'all want to, check them out and get your own Blackhawk gear. But until then, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notified every time I do a video. Again, thumbs up if you like the video. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like, what I need to change, and I'll do my best to get that done for you guys. Till then, see you guys on the next one.